All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to Apostle Ellis in New York, GMS, and salutations to y'all around the world teaching truth. My name is Maya Kaala Bangad. Alright, I'm with the Chicago branch of GMS. Okay. Brother asked on a comment on one of my videos, did the Moors come on a slave ship to the Americas? Yes. Why? Because they're Israelites. Alright, and the Moors, like a good majority of them, they was into Islam. All right, Islam has nothing to do with us. Islam had the worship of the moon. All right, and some was Christians. All right, most likely they believe in Yahweh Shai, just like Maurice did. All right, Maurice the Moor. All right, when he did, when Esau, the Romans sent him to put down Jake. He refused to put down Jake. Also, he didn't eat pork. All right, and so and they was in some retained their old ways. You know, they follow the law, statute, commandments. All right, they follow the Torah. All right, then the Moors consists of like I said, those Israelites, Syrians, and a couple of Gypsies, but majority of they were Jakes, man. The one that conquered Spain. All right, and ruled 800 years. All right, those were Israelites, man. All right, then after they got conquered, man, they had a downfall. All right. All right. So, you know, they had a downfall, man. They went went to hardcore slavery, man. All right. Let me get this. Get this information. Just bear with me, Akia. Alright, so this is when Granada, when they lost Granada, it said as elsewhere in the Muslim world, Christians and Jews were allowed to retain their religions. Their own legals, of course, are paying a tax. Alright, the penalty for not paying was imprisonment or death. Alright, it says the new Christian hierarchy demanded heavy taxes from non-Christians and gave them rights such as the Treaty of Granada, 1491, only for Moors in recent Islamic Granada on July 30, 1492. All the Jewish community, some 200,000 people, were forced to be expelled. The next year, the Al-Mahambra decree ordered disposal of practicing Jews, leading to many to convert to Catholicism, right? That plantation Christianity. It said Queen Isabella I declared conversion to Catholicism compulsory with the Kingdom of Castile. King Charles V did the same to the Moors in Kingdom of Aragon in 1526, forced conversion of the Muslim population during revolt of Germany. Many local officials took advantage of the situation to seize property. Yep. I'm trying to get it. It says trying to get what they was expelled. Let's see. Where is it? Damn. I had it too when they was. Oh boy, I hate losing information, man. Where is that? Alright, this one I'm looking for, the Granada War. Alright, it said Fernandez and Isabella complete the Reconquista with the war against the Emirate of Granada that started in 1482 and ended with Granada's surrender on January 2nd, 1492. Alright, it said the Moors and Catholics previously numbered 500,000 within the realm. By 1492, 100,000 had died or been enslaved. Alright, 200,000 had immigrated, 200,000 remained in Castile. Many of the Muslim elite, including Granada, forming Emir Muhammad. Alright. who had been given the area of Alpajo's Mountain that principally found life under Christian rule and Tara, but immigrated to Tennessee in North Africa. I couldn't stand that Christianity bullshit. All right, it says 1497 Spanish troops took Melilla, West Oran, the island of the Jerba, south of Tunis. This and that. Well, more important games with the bloody seizure of Oran in 1509, the capture of Bougie, Tripoli in 1510. The Spanish capture of the Tripoli cost them 300 men, while the inhabitants suffered between 3,000 and 5,000 killed, another 5,000 to 6,000 carried off as slaves. Soon thereafter, however, they faced competition from rapidly expanding the Ottoman Empire in the east and were pushed back. All right, so they've been 100,000 been enslaved in 1492. Then you go to 1510. All right, 5,000 to 6,000 was carried off as slaves. All right, and went to Spain, New Spain. All right, which is the Americas. All right, go to tell who's the Israelite. All right, it says right here, Deuteronomy 28, 40, it says 45 said, Moreover, the curses shall come upon thee and pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power to keep his commandment and his statute which he command thee. And it shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder upon thy seed forever. Right. So it's one of the curses, man. They being a slave and also being taken down. Go up a little bit. It says the stranger as within thee should get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Right. That's what happened. They brought down, man. In Spain and Portugal. It said he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He should be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. All right, so the Moors became the tail, man, along with their Morano brothers, man. All right, so right here, let's skip up. It says, right here, we're gonna go to this site, Smithsonian. All right, let's see, Satan trying to mess with. This is from www.smithsonian.com. It said Muslims were banned from America as early as 16th century. It said long before today's anxiety about terror attacks, Spain and England feared that enslaved, all right, not no damn Africans, man, the Israelites would become more susceptible to revolt if they were Muslim. All right, talking about the Moors. All right, it says on Christmas Day, 1522, 20 enslaved Muslim Africans, all right, these are more Israelites, used machete to attack their Christian national island, Hispaniola. Then, governed by the son of Christopher Columbus, the sailors condemned to the grinding toil of a Caribbean sugar plantation. It killed several Spanish and freed a dozen enslaved Native Americans in what was recorded a slave revolt in the New World. All right, so you had Simeon Levi, all right, the slave revolt, man. They killed Esau, man. Along with Ephraim, that island, man. All right, Ephraim and Ephraim, so-called Taino Awas. Then you have a branch of Taino Awas. They come from Simeon, man, and they was with the tribe of Levi, man. They slaughtered these Esau, man. Hispaniola was today Haiti and Dominican Republic. It said the uprising was quickly suppressed, but it prompted newly crowned Charles V of Spain to exclude from America's slaves suspected of Islamic leanings. He blamed revolting their radical ideology rather than harsh realities of living a life of slavery. Yeah, man, he beating the hell out of people, man. Except by the time Hispania revolt, Spanish authorities had forbidden travel by any infidel, whether Muslim, Jewish, or Protestant. All right. So, Esau didn't want that. Come out the truth, come out there because, all right. It said, they didn't want Jay come out there because Jay tend to rebel, man. Especially they in the truth, man. It says those that lost his way are those who kind of know the Israelites, but don't got the complete truth. All right, so they had these people right here, Jewish Jews who got that knowledge given to them. All right, it says, and also Jay Kirsch no fight, especially the Moors, the Israelites, man. All right, it said two is New World colonies, which at the time include the land which is now United States. They subject any potential immigrant with suspicious background tends vetting. A person had to prove not that they was Christian, but they was no Muslim Jewish blood among their ancestors. This is mainly Jake. All right, Jake. This don't have that's not more. All right, more is no Israelites. All right, or Jewish blood. Those that retain the truth, man. It's actually were granted solely right, because the additional people over there, they're the Israelites, man. All right, the so-called natives of America, and they want that to spread to them, man. All right, it says exceptions were granted solely by the king. Catholic Europe was locked in a fierce struggle with Ottoman Empire. Muslims were uniformly labeled possibly a security risk after uprising the ban even to those enslaved in the New World. See that after uprising the ban applied even to those enslaved in the New World. Right, historian Sylvain Diouf and study of African diaspora. All right, so these Israelites, man. All right, it says the decree had little effect as historian Toby Green Inquisition in the book Inquisition, the Reign of Fear. Brass and four papers could get Jews to the New World with its greatest opportunity. It says slave traders largely ignored the order. Slave traders largely ignored the order because West African Muslims, right, these the Moors, the Israelites, often were more literate and skilled in trade, therefore more valuable. More valuable than their non-Muslim counterparts. All right, Moors had all that knowledge, man. They want to introduce oranges and other things, plants, and agriculture, all types of stuff to Esau in Spain, man. All right, it says right here, it says more literate, skilled in trade, therefore more valuable than their non-Muslim counterpart, Ottoman and North African. These Israelites, captains from the Mediterranean region, usually called Turks and Moors, respectively, were needed to row Caribbean galleys or perform manual duties for their Spanish overlords and towns on a plantation. Now, Turks, those Israelites, man. Like my cousin on my mother's side, her mom and them are Turks, man, but they Jakes. All right, that's another way of saying Turk, or you could say Turkish Moors. All right. It said right here. It said in the strategic port of Cartagena, which is now Colombia, and estimate half of the city's slave population were transported out illegally. Many was Muslim. All right. It says in 1586, the English privateer Sir Franklin Drake besieged and captured the town, instructing his men to treat Frenchmen, Turks, and black Africans with respect. All right. Now after these is all these Israelites. That French could be Israelites too. Because remember, Jake was in France. Majority of them, like Thomas, Benjamin Franklin said, the French, the Spanish, British, German, all them, Spain, all them was Negroes. All right. Now in Spain, man, you had Jake missing with Esau, Spain. All right. And those Esau made easily much a little bit darker. All right, but their bloodline went back to Edomite men, so there was Edomite. Some of them. Then some was Jake, man, that helped conquer the New World, those conquistadors, man, the sellouts. All right, some of them was conquistadors, man. All right, some of those Jakes, the Moors, and Moreno Jews that sold out. It says en route to the English colony on Roanoke Island, Drake and his fleet raided the small Spanish settlement St. Augustine on Florida Atlantic coast and stripped off his doors and lost other valuable hardware. With the pirated slaves stolen on goods aboard, Drake intended to bolster Roanoke, situated on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, The first ancient effort set in the New World, all Negroes, male and female. All right, enemy had with him and a certain other queen which he had taken were left at the fourth settlement. Says this on the coast. Spanish report states. All right, Drake sought to help his friend Sir Walter Raleigh. All right, these Israelites, man. Sir Walter Raleigh Jake, who had settled Roanoke the year prior. More than 100 men go to establish a base for privateering, extracting the wealth that made Spain the richest, most powerful nation on the earth. All right. Now I don't know about Drake, but definitely Sir Raleigh. Here's like I got his picture with him and Queen Elizabeth, show him as Negroes, so-called Negroes. All right, so let's skip down. It said the Jamestown settlement followed Dr. Positive that the Spanish regard to Muslims. All right, but you can read the rest of yourself. But the point is that the Moors, it's a lot for this camera. All right, the point is that the Moors came over there on slave ships that prophesied in Deuteronomy 28 verse 68. Okay. All right, it says Deuteronomy 28. First it said Yahweh from breathing to Egypt again. Egypt talking about captivity, also talking about America. Captivity, Deuteronomy 5 and 6, in America, Revelation 11 and 8. Again with ships, all right, because the first captivity, Egypt, we walked there. You can take a 3-day walk to Egypt. All right, and we stayed in there for years, man. All right, and then we became a slave on the Egyptians. You read that in Esther chapter 1. By the way, with ships, all right, and into Egypt again with ships, all right, because all 12 tribes of Israel didn't physically go to Egypt. All right, all 12 wasn't there. All right, so this is talking about here right now, man, America. By the way, I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, the land of Israel. All right, the north and southern kingdom shall not see it there. You should be sold unto your enemy for bondmen. But right, the Most High gave us up unto Esau, rest of he was our enemies, man. As our enemies listen in Psalms 83. All right, gave us sold unto your enemies for bondmen. We was on the slave auction blocks, man. All right, and no man shall buy me. Nobody shall save us. Okay. It says right here, Deuteronomy 28:64, it says, Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth into the other. Thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor fathers had known, even wood and stone. Okay? So there you go, man. Let's prove that the Moors are Israelites. We fit the curses, all right? Here go another art from thelancyplace.com. This from May 12th, 2014. All right, it says today's selection from Rebel Music by Hisham D. Adi. Many slaves in New World were Muslim and brought their practices with them. It says in 1501, less than a decade after Columbus landed on the island Hispaniola, which is Haiti and Dominican Republic, Queen Isabella of Spain issued a decree instructing Governor Hispaniola to ban Jews, Moors, and New Christians and heretics from entering the Americas. As I read before, that didn't stop them, man. All right, they're still bringing people over there. All right. It says the Queen had just quelled the Morisco rebellion of Alpujarras in 1499 and 1501, as Muslims and Jews fled eastward toward the Ottoman Empire. All right, the Moors and Jews. All right. All right, same people. Moors just practice Islam. The Spanish martyr feared that these religious outcasts will board ships of escape to the Americas. Yeah, to the site Jake over there. The last thing Fernanda and Isabella wanted was for their century-old battle with Islam to continue in the New World. All right, not Islam, but with Jake, man, Yashar, the 12 tribes of Israel, it did continue, man. All right, when you slay Issachar, so-called Mexicans, and Ephraim, and Simeon and Manasseh in the Caribbean islands, man. All right, natives of the Caribbean islands. All right. They took great measure to ban the importation of Muslims, or some of the Moors. Several church decrees, cedulas, were passed in 1501, 1532, 1543, 1550, and 1570 to stop the flow of white slave esclavos, as Moors was called. All right, so you have to remember, white was a status. All right, it's a status, man. All right, not the color of your skin. All right. It says Moors was called. They called that to the poor those who had trickled into the New World. The Spanish and Portuguese conquistadors saw the Moors as agents of Islam, intractable, rebellious, and feared their radicalization influence on West African slaves. All right, talking about the Israelites from West Africa. All right, they're not African or Israelites from the start of the kingdom. But Moorish women did not face the same persecution. All right, in 1512, King Ferdinand issued an order to send Moriscos. All right, Morisco means Morisco. That's another way to say Moors that gave up Islam and gave into that plantation Christianity, Catholicism. All right, to the American in order to avoid the carnal relation between the colonists and native women. Spanish and Portuguese officials issued a license to have these majority publics of fallen women transported from Iberia to the Americas to serve in brothels. See that? All right, so that's one of the curses, man. What it says right here. All right, you better believe, man. You know it, man. There's just somebody's daughter, somebody's wife. Alright, I'm gonna get right here about the daughter. It said Deuteronomy 28:32, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Thy eyes shall look and fail longer, for all day long there shall be no might in thy hand. You better believe some of those girls, some of the more females, there's like females was young, man. Alright, then you go up here. Deuteronomy 28:30 said, thou shalt be betrothed wife, being engaged. Another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shall not gather grapes. All right, right here it said, thou shalt be her wife, another man shall lie with her. All right, so that's what happened, man. All right, another man lie with her, they turned to prostitute, man. Those were Jake wives, man. Those are ancestor wives. They sent them to the whorehouses, man. Alright, so how hypocritical Esau is. To serve, right, transport from Iberia to serve to the Americas to serve in brothels. It says sooner had they arrived, the colony established these casa publicas throughout the Americas. In 1526, Charles authorized the establishment of a brothel, Morisca, Casa de Prostitutas Blancas, in San Juan, Puerto Rico, again to avoid mixing between the Spaniards and indigenous women. The demand for Moorish women actually made the church decree difficult to implement. In 1423, when an order calling for deportation of slave Moors was issued, settlers in Hispaniola requested his annulment because slaves and free persons from this background, a few very useful and variety occupations. The order was sent in 1550. Alright. It says, despite Isabella's proscription, a significant number of slaves, 7 to 8%, some estimates brought to the New World with Muslims in the last 2 decades. Story had uncovered texts written by Muslim slaves, alright, the Moor slaves. There's like in Arabic, English, and Portuguese, channel like far from population. I would say Israelites enslaved across America, alright. Moors are Israelites. Many individuals were literate in Arabic and struggled to maintain their faith. Fast and Ramadan right now, the Quran for memory, sometimes belongs to jihads against the overlords. Alright. So there you go, you can read the rest of it, man. Alright, so you can see the evidence right here. The Moors are Israelites. Alright. You know, they fit the scriptures, man, everything, man. Alright, so I got one more thing. Now, this book, Weird History All right, because they just continue bringing them over here with history 101. All right, let me get this camera focused. All right, Weird History 101 by John Richard Steffens. All right, and I've asked you get this book, Akio, because now Esau's not printing some of these books anymore. They got Gensu cuts in them, man. All right, they make the scoffers bleed on the floor all over, spiritually. All right, but they start printing books, then the prices go up on the books, man. All right, $2,000, $200, All right, so go page 153. It says right here on page 153, it said, as demand for agricultural labors increased, so did the importation of slaves. Native American tribe Gad, Moors, Israelites fought Islam, Turks, Israelites fought Islam, and Jews were also sold as slaves in 17th century America, right, in the 1600s. All right, so this is a fact, man. All right, you so-called Negroes, West Indians, so-called Negroes are Judah, so-called West Indians are Benjamin, the so-called Haitians are Levi, man. You're not no Africans, man. All right, you're Shemitic descent. All right, and Ivan Van Sertima about the golden age of the Moor. In there, he said that the Moors were a Shemitic stock, man. All right, to you black conscious or Pan-African crowd, man. All right, Ivan Sertima said that the Moors were a Shemitic stock, and he's right. They was Israelites, man. All right, the seed of Jacob. All right, so this it. Shalom.